Earning gear is really important right now. It's the launch of a new season. Everyone's gearing out as fast as possible. The best ways to gear up in patch 11.1, complete this checklist. Here we go. So let's dive straight into this. How to gear out as quickly as possible in 11.1.
Welcome back to the channel. Today you're going to learn how to gear up in Season 2, putting all your effort where it'll actually have the most impact. Now, me and my team have poured through everything, and rather than just stuffing...
Why am I trolling? Why, you're still mad that I got 3 pieces of gear off the first 3 bosses we killed yesterday on stream? That was great. That's a good thing.
Brain full of theory. I'm going to do something a little different and just show you what's actually important and what things you can actually do to get gear and save time. There are plenty of steps here, but by the end, you will know how to walk about the place in a full set of heroic gear, tricked out, and maybe even mythic gear, all with minimal effort. So let's go, and I'll start with some catch-up hacks. At the start of the patch, we've got...
This catch-up hack. No, this is not watching the same shit. We watched about delves yesterday, how to gear out on a delve. Of course, that's important. But this is basically a quick startup on how to quickly get gear, the fastest way, not just the seasonal way.
A few options for catch-up. And option 1 is really simple. It's just doing the new story quests, because those will net you a full set of eye level 597 gear. Though, don't bother upgrading that gear. It's not really going to be used in the long run, so you're better saving your Valor Stones. Yeah. Option 2 is actually a bit better, and it's really fast. It's just buying a full set of eye level 603 BO.
By the way, when it comes to gear upgrades and stuff like that, quick piece of advice, always save it for tier sets first off. If you're raiding right now, save it for your tier gear. Definitely upgrade your tier gear first. That should be priority. Weapon is always a really good thing to upgrade. If you get a Season 2 weapon early on, pushing that to max as well, it's always going to help you with your damage and everything else. But don't use it, as he said, on storyline quest gear, even if it is an upgrade for you.
AoE pieces from the auction house. I mean, it really is bang for your buck in terms of time. Option 3 then will sound like a lot, but trust me, it isn't, and it's worth listening to this because this is a humongous power boost. You can craft a load of eye level 628 pieces in no time. It really is crazy. Now, to do this, we will be trading weathered crests for enchanted crests, and we'll be doing it at...
Fucking crafting is so OP right now. It's ridiculous.
This vendor. In patch 11.0, you needed an enchanter to do that, but not anymore. You can just buy the enchanted crests off that vendor. You're then going to use those enchanted crests to make item level 629 gear. And the neat thing is that since that's technically Season 1 gear, you don't need a spark. And there's a fun quirk that makes this even more powerful.
That's kind of broken.
Is the renown vendors from 11.0. So if you're playing a character that has not picked up those renown rewards from the 11.0 renowns, you can just go and do that now. And doing that will instantly get you around 120 weathered crests. If you add to that the crests that you're earning normally, you can essentially, right off the bat, craft 8 pieces of eye level 629 gear. And you can do those in your best slots. It's pretty damn powerful. And if you're ever in need of even more weathered crests, don't worry. The easiest way to farm up weathered crests is to simply fly through these Azeroth orbs. They'll spawn in whatever zone has got the World Soul Memories event active. And man, it's crazy. You fly around the balls, you get loads of crests, and with those you can immediately get crafts.
This is what WoW is. You fly around, you take balls to the face, then you go and craft your shit. That's it. It's World of Craft. World of Ballcraft, even better. Yeah, that's what we're going to call it from now on.
And of course, I recommend you craft gear in slots that won't be replaced by Season 2 tier gear. Okay, option 4 isn't really an option, it's just a thing you should do. Acquire Circe Circlet. It's the powerful ring from patch 11.0.7. You'll just head to the Siren Isle and follow the main quest line. And the neat thing is that while this was originally time-gated, by now you can just do all of those quests
you can do this in an hour.
Level 658 ring in no time. And speaking of 658, I've got a final hack for you.
658 ring, you're going to replace this thing in Heroic Raid. Yeah, that's fine. But, I mean, if you need a ring right now, that's a great way to go, obviously. It's the most OP ring as of right now. There's rings right now in the raid that are better than it, but if you're jumping straight in right now, yeah, go.
And it is that you can get a piece of 658 crafted gear super easy, like no matter what. Here's how you do it. You will basically do Galliwick story mode. That opens up the week of March 10th, right? So if it's that day or later, well, you can do this. The quest to defeat him earns you an enchanted ruined crest. You can use that with a spark
to do what, Bellular? To craft
yourself a lovely bit of eye level 658 gear. Of course, to get started on your sparks, you just pick up the quest from the Catalyst vendor, which is in Dornegal. Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to do a full explainer of crafting. It's
all crafting.
And with all of these little hacks, tips, and tricks, well, you'll be ready to pretty much get stuck straight into main Season 2 content. So let's talk about that. Here's your Season 2 weekly checklist. Think of this as less of a list of chores and
This is important to me. This is what I care about the most, not the fucking
more
crafting
a
shit.
goal for you to reach. There's a lot, but don't worry, you don't need to max it all
Weekly
out.
checklist.
Now,
Here we
the
go.
easiest, highest priority way to get gear is delves. With Tank Bran and the difficulty drop
Yep.
across season.
Been saying it for weeks. Been saying it for months, actually. Delves are going to be the way to gear out early in the patch. Now, of course, later on, you probably outgear delves pretty quickly if you're raiding and doing Mythic Plus, but early, in terms of time put into the game and the gear you can get, delves are the most efficient way early in the season to get geared.
Basically, this gear is as free as comes, even solo,
Same
no matter
fucking
what spec you are. It's honestly amazing. Delves reward gear in 3 stages. Bountiful coffers turn your keys into gear.
Yes.
And then the Delver's Bounty map gives you a bonus bit of gear, and then there is gear that comes from the Great Vault. So your first priority then is to do your keys. Now, of course, those keys come in the boxes that are awarded from your various weekly activities.
Right.
I know that sounds like a silly statement, but basically, do your weeklies, you will get keys, simple as.
Yeah.
But okay, bear with me, it's time to explain how to actually use our coffer keys right. You really want to make sure that you're only spending coffer keys on at least tier 7 bountiful delves. That's basically so you get champion
Previously,
gear. Now, of course,
tier 8. Tier 8 was the way to go before. Now it's tier 7, so that's fine. Oh, yeah, Sam, how many delves have you done this season? 0 so far, because I've been raiding on stream every single day because I'm a man of the people, and I'm here to help the people in the raid. But yeah, in delves and passing, I would love to get into that. Probably Friday I'll jump into a bunch of delves off of stream just to get this shit
tier
rolling.
8s and aboves, those still do give you champion gear. The difference is they already come pre-upgraded at champion 2. But the bit that matters the most is that your gear is on the champion track, and for that, it must be a tier 7 delve. Now, eventually when you do your delves, you will get a Delver's Bounty. Thankfully, Delver's Bounties, which used to be RNG in the past, are now really a case of when rather than if.
Yeah.
They will drop within your first few delves. And with these Delver's Bounties, the most important thing is that you use them on a tier 8 or above delve. That's because that will get you a piece of hero track gear, which really is valuable. Our hero track gear is the stuff that will be on our character for a long, long time.
Right.
Okay, then there is the Great Vault. You'll want to fill that up, and you'll want to fill that up by doing a minimum of 8 tier 7s in order to earn Hero 1 gear from the Vault.
Yep.
Doing tier 9s, though, if you can, is ideal, because that will bring your Vault up to Hero 3. But what's neat
That's
about
big,
Season
man.
2 is there's now a secret 4th stage.
That's great bad luck protection in terms of what the vault is going to give you, too. I mean, doing 8 delves is very doable because it's not going to take you that long compared to doing like 8 Mythic Pluses or something. So doing 8 delves basically will give you, what is it, 3 pieces of heroic gear to pick from? I mean, you're going to have something really good in there, even if you raided this week, for sure.
Earning gilded crests. Clearing bountiful tier 11s will drop gilded crests. Do these 3 times in order to earn the cap of 21. And also, if you do your Delver's Bounty at 11, you'll actually earn some extra for even more hero gear upgrades. Basically, the simplest thing to do is just to smash out 8 tier 11 delves and to use all of your keys in the process. But if doing 8 tier 11s isn't really manageable, here's the minimum bang for your buck. Use your keys on tier 7s. Farm tier 7s for the Great Vault and do 1 tier 8 for the Bounty. On the public test realm, Blizzard scaled us to item level 626, and doing those was honestly a breeze. Doing them at around 610 or
Nice.
615, which is where you should be after step 1 of this guide and a fresh alt, will basically be no trouble.
Yeah, if you played the previous season, you're probably 626 at least. Most people are over that. So that's great. You should be able to jump into these delves pretty easily.
Delves essentially are better for gearing than ever before, and that's because of 3 factors that I mentioned. First, the ability to earn some gilded crests, which is very nice.
Right.
Second, the Delver's Bounty, which, if used on a tier 11, will get you another bit of hero gear per week, which means you get 2 bits of hero gear a week rather than just 1 from the vault. And then 3, the simple fact that if you do the harder delves, you'll just earn more ruined crests. That's really nice because it means you can upgrade your gear faster.
Yep.
Our next big gear source is, of course, Mythic Plus, and this time round, because of affix changes, content nerfs, and serious buffs to rewards, it's actually way more simple than...
Who's jumped into Mythic Plus so far this season? It literally just opened up. I have not gone into a Mythic Plus just yet, but are people feeling like it's much easier? I feel like the general consensus from what I'm seeing, whatever, on Twitter, on everywhere else, is that this season of Mythic Plus feels much easier. Yeah, it's pretty easy so far. Yeah, yeah, I feel like that's the general consensus is everyone feels like, compared to last season at least, this season feels much easier. And if you remember, Blizzard dropped a bunch of nerfs all along the patch cycle, but pre-patch, and then even yesterday or 2 days ago, before the patch went live, they did another round of nerfs. So this is certainly better. It's definitely better. However, fuck Theater of Pain. Yeah, that makes sense. Get to a 7, it's hella harder. Yeah, I'm sure that a 7 should be kind of difficult. I mean, it's giving you gilded crests, isn't it? So it should be somewhat difficult. It's better. Good. That's good.
It was before. And broadly speaking, there
I
are
know, melee
four
is harder
kind
for
of
sure.
buckets as you progress. And the first one is the most simple. Doing Mythic plus 2s will earn you champion gear from the end of a run and hero gear in the Great Vault plus ruined crests, which really is quite powerful. So that's our plus 2s. Now when you hit plus 6, you'll actually start to earn hero gear at item level 649 from the end of the dungeon. Then at plus 7, you'll start getting gilded crests. Those gilded crests will of course let you finish off your hero gear upgrades, which is pretty awesome. And then if you really want to push, at Mythic plus 10, you'll start to get myth gear in your Great Vault. Basically just push as high as you can, but with the changes that Blizzard have made, even a plus 2 will make sure that your vault is on the hero track and you'll actually get useful upgrade crests. Of course, hero track gear can actually stick with your character from quite some time indeed.
Yeah.
Which basically means that if you're even just doing the minimum effort between Mythic Plus and Delves, man, you will be gearing up so much faster than
That's the thing for me. That's why hero track gear is really the base minimum for me to upgrade something. Like, you can push your eye level up real quick early on if you upgrade all your champions and veterans gear and all that shit. But really, saving it for hero track gear is going to give you the best bang for your buck when it comes to using your valor stones and your crests and everything else. Because I mean, at the end of last season, my entire set, except for like 3 slots, was hero track gear that was maxed out. So that's the way to go. Save that shit to upgrade hero track gear at a minimum.
But for Season 2 dungeons, there's a nice twist, especially for people who don't like Mythic Plus, and that is Mythic Zeros. Mythic Zeros are now back to having a weekly lockout, but to make up for that, they actually grant you
rewards.
Way better gear than they did in the previous season. They'll give you up to champion gear. So if you don't like Mythic Plus, but you want to gear up through dungeons, that's actually something you can do now. Okay, then there's the topic of raid. I don't really need to explain that. If you like raiding, do the raid. You'll get raid gear.
Of course.
Ideally, clearing the raid as hard as you can until you get tier is the best thing to do. After that, just feel free to, get whatever gear you want. There's other things to not forget, like doing the world boss. And the world boss has been hugely upgraded. I mean, hugely. Instead
across your account, you're going to get, what is this, 6 something? He's going to say it right now, but yeah, guaranteed piece of gear drop. So that's a really good one.
Gear. The Godfather is in fact guaranteed to drop 1 piece of item level 642 Warbound gear on your account's first kill of each week. Yes, that is account wide. This is pretty awesome. So doing this while working toward your Undermine renown through world quests and weeklies is basically what your Season 2 weeks are going to look like.
Yeah.
At least, of course, until patch 11.1.5 drops in a few months. That said, there are a lot of other things to talk about. We got to do crafting, but before that, we've got to earn our tier gear.
Of course.
Though in fairness, the rest of gearing has been so upgraded that I think it's basically fair. Essentially, Blizzard nerfed the one-time tier piece that you earn from getting ahead of the curve, Keystone Master, or hitting 1600 PvP rating. So instead of a tier token to get tier gear, it now just adds 1 charge to the catalyst, which of course you'll use to transform bits of gear into tier. Now, as usual, of course, the catalyst will gain a charge every 2 weeks. And your best bet then is to save these charges for when you need your final pieces of tier gear.
Yeah, finish out your tier set bonuses.
Week, your only other source of tier gear is going to be the raid. So pop an LFR, normal, maybe heroic, and basically just pray for drops. Your last source then is, of course, the Great Vault. Fill it up with as many sources as you can tolerate between Delves, Mythic Plus, and Raid, and that will increase your chances of having a bit of tier gear in the vault next week. Good luck with that. But then there's step 4. Crafting things, because we can craft things that are real powerful.
It's crafting. Oh man, it's the crafting, man. It's just there's so much crafting in the season, especially early in the season. It feels like a crafter is gonna get ahead. I mean, you buy yourself some WoW tokens, you're ready to go. You can buy your way to stardom at the beginning of a season by just buying all the crafting shit.
Look, there's no two ways about it. Crafting is the fastest way to get real gear with good stats that you know
Yeah,
you
of course.
want.
Of course
Because
it
it
is.
doesn't involve pissing around with RNG. Now, you are bottlenecked by needing sparks to craft the really good stuff, and you may have spent your first one thanks to the Galioic story mode thing if you did that.
Yeah.
Anyway, from now on, you will earn 1 spark every 2 weeks, and depending on how far along you are with your character's gearing, you'll probably spend sparks with either runed or gilded crests. Now, Mythic +2 and Tier 8 delves will give you runed crests, and an enchanted runed crest will cost 45, right? Only 45, and that will get you another 658 piece. That actually represents quite the discount from what those cost in the previous season.
658 gear from
if
crafting.
you can earn 60 gilded crests, that'll actually let you craft a 675 piece, which is absolutely awesome. But to earn those gildeds, you will need to farm out Mythic +7s or just do 2 weeks of delves at tier 11.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 weeks of delves. 2 weeks of delves will give you the ability to craft 678 gear. 678. My God, isn't that something that drops from Mythic Raid right now? Doesn't Mythic Raid like 655 it starts at? What the hell? You tell me a crafter can craft fucking Mythic level Raid gear right now? Oh my God. Just give in, Sam, to crafting. I don't want to. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like crafting. First of all, the system to me is fucking bloated and complicated as shit. There's some RNG involved. Yeah, you can add some different things to it to eliminate that a little bit, but the whole system. Like I said, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I like to pull my gear off of the dead corpses of my enemies. I don't like to fucking go and sit there and craft it away and do crafting, and fuck. That's not exciting to me.
Okay, with that said, let's talk about upgrades and farming up our resources.
Crafting.
Okay, next we're going to farm out some upgrades. After all of your big weekly boosts are done, it is just a case of farming. So go dump your Valor Stones and your crests and just smash your head into whatever content you want. But to get the most bang for your buck, here are some tips. The sweet spot for Mythic Plus is +7 this time round because +7s drop gilded crests.
Right.
If that's out of your reach, any key level below that will drop runed crests, which will basically upgrade most of the gear you're getting anyway. Just do be wary of the weekly crest caps. And then, of course, with delves, basically, the harder the delve, the more crests it will drop. So if you want more bang for your buck there, well, do the harder delves, which frankly, you will have been doing anyway. The final thing for farming then is a little bit of a funny one. It's the crest exchange system. And if you only use this near the start of Season 1, man, you really should use it this time around because Blizzard have changed it and it is so much more powerful. Basically, once your character literally has no other use for a crest, so say all of your gear is better than what weathered crests can upgrade to,
right?
Well, then you'll be able to trade a quantity of weathered crests into the next level up, and so on and so forth. So if you end up having a whole bunch of weathered crests, well, you can turn those into better crests at a rate of 45. Previously, it was a rate of 90. This basically means if you've got loads of weathered crests, you can turn them into
upgrade your gear.
Carved.
Yeah.
You may even then be able to turn some of your carved into runed, and so on and so forth. This actually will, as the weeks go on, help you earn way more gilded crests. Pretty damn powerful. Okay, that said, let's just do the TLDR. I'm going to boil this all down to 10 steps. Step 1 is doing your 4 weeklies. Those will get you keys, crests, Valor Stones, and 2 bits of veteran gear, which is item level 623, and hopefully it will get you your spark as well.
Sure.
Step 2 is to do story mode Gallywix if you're watching this video at, the time where story mode Gallywix is a thing. Doing that at the end of the campaign will get you an enchanted runed crest. That'll let you use your first spark to make an item level 658
to craft, right? To do what? To craft,
Ideally, perhaps make that a one-hander, a ring, or a neck. Step 3 is to get a shitload of weathered crests and use those to make as many bits of maxed out Season 1 gear as we can, because that'll let us fill out our slots and get straight into the proper content.
To craft,
Step 4 is to go...
So so far, steps 2 and 3 were about crafting.
And get Cersei's Circlet upgraded if you've not done that already. Head to the Siren Isle and do the quests marked as important until your ring is item level 658. And if you don't see an important quest, just finish the weekly and then it should appear.
Okay.
Step 5 is to go and kill the world boss. Your first kill of the week will get you a piece of Warbound 642 gear, so just pray it's an armor type you want. Step 6, do your weekly delves. That is, of course, 4 bountiful delves, then 4 more to finish the rest of your Great Vault slots. You'll want to make sure these are at least tier 7, and when you do earn a Delver's Bounty, you'll want to use that on a tier 8 because, well, that will get you a piece of hero gear. And if you can, you want to do tier 11s for gilded crests. 7. This is simple. Raid on every difficulty you can, aiming for tier gear and vault
That's
slots.
true. Not to mention, not just for gearing purposes, it's good to raid on all the tiers, especially if you can't push all the way through on a single difficulty for your renown track, right? Your renown track, you just want to keep up with it. It's 20 weeks of renown track, 1 week per renown, and just getting halfway through the raid will allow you to unlock each part of that renown track. And all you really got to do is get halfway through the raid, and it doesn't matter which difficulty you do it on, and you can just do the same bosses on every difficulty. So 2 heroic, 2 normal, the first 2 heroic, the first 2 normal, the first 2 story mode, or LFR, and that will give you enough to get your first piece of renown track
Step 8 is also simple. Jump into Mythic Plus. Mythic Plus 7 is the sweet spot right now, and relative to the previous season, it should be quite a bit easier. However, Plus 6 will still get you hero gear in the Great Vault, and as you go higher, you will earn more crests, which will speed up your progress. Of course, you will want to try and get your 3 vault slots filled, but if you don't, hey, no sweat. It's a video game. You're not forced to do any of this.
Yeah. I haven't looked yet, Devil, but it should be in your little renown track thing. You know, the little thing by your map right here. You should be able to click this and see where see the new what's it called, casino renown track, whatever the fuck it's called for the raid.
9 then. If you've got any slots left that are below item level 626, just go and spend any remaining weathered crests on crafting.
On crafting, yeah.
Drops,
okay.
Just so your character doesn't have like some random blue on it that's useless.
Great.
And step 10, you're free. How will you use your freedom?
Wait,
if you
touching
want, you can
grass.
do content for renown and undermine achievements, or you can go back into Mythic Plus and you can farm up crests and gear drops. Plus 7 again is the sweet spot for difficulty versus reward because it does give you gilded crests.
Right.
But plus 10 will drop myth track gear in the vault, and well, you know, if you're really hardcore, that's the kind of shit you really live for anyway. Or, hell, you could just go and repeat this whole process on an alt, and hopefully the game will have thrown a few more bits of Warbound gear.
So to summarize real quick, we got 10 steps, 3 of which are crafting. It hurts me. It hurts me. It does. It really does. Now, I'm fucking around, obviously. I'm complaining about crafting because I don't really care for it. It's fine for me. I don't care. Not everything in the game has to be built around what Samiccus likes to do. Okay, so people who like to craft, I'm happy for you. I'm just not going to do it.
Help you get that alt started faster. And that is gearing. The best part here is you can totally ignore our advice. You can do lower or higher delves or keys, whatever. It's pretty much the same. What this video has been about is giving you the sweet spots, right? To get the best gear, the best, well, the most juice for the squeeze, to put it that way. There will be more guides to follow later this week, just some laser targeted ones that'll really help you. But till then, well, check out this video next.
Yay, that's great. A pretty good video. Crafting equals you buy auction house mats and have it made for you. I know that. I know that. Trust me, guys. There is a dark reason behind the scenes why Blizzard loves to make crafting so relevant early on. You're right, you can use the auction house to do a lot of the stuff you need to do for crafting. What do you use in the auction house? You use gold. What's an easy way to quickly get gold if you just don't have to? If you're a working Andy out there, if you're a Greg from accounting, you know, with his abusive wife and his 2 children who don't appreciate him, and he doesn't have enough time to play the game, but he does make money. Well, he can't make enough gold in the game to buy the things he needs, but what can he do? Buy himself a WoW token. That's right, he can buy himself a WoW token, and I guarantee you, part of the reason why crafting was revamped in Dragonflight and why crafting is so important for gearing out is because it does supplement purchases of the WoW token. It's a dark theory of mine, but it is one that I believe is true. It is a reason why I think crafting will continue to be important, and I'm not hating on crafters. If you love to craft, you could totally craft without ever spending a real-life dollar. That's fine, you can. But spending money is beneficial to crafting. It is, whether people want to admit that or not. You forgot to put on your tinfoil hat for that statement, Sam. I'm just saying, it generates revenue. Raiding does not generate revenue. There's nothing you could pay for in raiding, okay, to get more gear out of raid. But you can use real-life money to pay for shit for crafting. So, you know, it is what it is. Do crafting if you guys want to. That's fine. I just don't do it, but hey, it's fine. Bellular video, pretty good.